Hey guys, and welcome to Face of Fiction. My name is Melissa, and today we're going to be reviewing a book. This is actually the first book that I've read by this author, Marita Hansen. I actually had to take some notes because I'm really tired of not remembering main character names. The book is called Love, Hate, Love, and I don't remember how I came upon it, but when I read the summary of it, I was kind of like, well, this is kind of giving me an after vibe. So I was very interested in it. So I was not prepared and did not pull up what the summary was. So let me go ahead and do that now. If you hear a lot of noise in the background, my boys are playing Call of Duty. And for any female out there that knows, it can be a rather loud game, so it is what it is. Goodreads is pulling up. On the first day of university, I found out that the gorgeous boy in my fine arts class was also the half-naked stripper who'd ground against me at the hen party I'd attended, and he wanted to continue what he'd started. But I didn't want to be another notch on Nico Balan's belt. I just wanted to concentrate on university, not its resident bad boy. Yet he made it impossible to concentrate on anything but him, chipping away at my resolve one sexy smile at a time. Though I resisted him, unintentionally hurting Nico in the process, turning his love into hate. And that was when I knew I'd made the worst mistake of my life. What was to come, not something either of us could have predicted. And it has a warning of themes: college, university, romance, mental illness, NA. I don't know what NA means. Maybe Alcoholics Anonymous? Not sure. I was kind of like a little worried about doing this review, mainly because, I write, so, it's when I am giving a not so favorable review, it hurts me. Like, I want to think about it because I want to word it correctly. I do not want the author, taking my words and twisting it and ultimately it becoming what stops them from continuing on their journey. I don't want that at all. At all. I feel like writing is one of those things that you get better with time. And, I did notice that this isn't this author's first book. But I did notice that this author is from New Zealand. So I know that their language is a little bit different, how they talk is a little bit different, which might translate differently from what I'm reading to what someone local to her would read. So I'm reading the book, and the first 5% I was hooked. I even told the author, I was like, I really like your book. But there were a few things that really bothered me about the book. One huge one happened to be how they refer to Nico's mental illness. I work in the medical setting, so I deal with people that are mentally ill. And I can tell you now that not a lot of them refer to their illness as psychosis. That is a medical term that not a lot of people use. And again, that might be something that is different here than it is there, because I see it all the time. But when I talk to those that are being diagnosed with it, they aren't saying that they have psychosis. So for everyone to refer to Nico's mental illness as psychosis bothered me. I was just like, are all of you in the medical field? I mean, have one of you just picked up that word and just ran with it? I just didn't like it. It bothered me. As someone that also suffers from mental illness, I did not like how it was handled throughout the book, how it was referred, things like that. It did bother me. So I think that if you know people that are mentally ill or mentally ill yourself, you may not like that portion of the story, which happens to be majority of it, because that's one of the major storylines as to like the push and pull of the main character of Nico and the main character of Katie. And I liked Nico. I did. I thought Nico was a good character, except for like when he was acting up, and then I was like, dude, not again. Like, I would have dropped his ass like the 3rd chapter. Like, I don't get it. It's one thing to be dick drunk, and then it's a whole nother thing to just, I don't know, not to have the self-confidence to just be like, this is not healthy. So I felt like in that respect, that was kind of another turn off, because I'm like, this relationship is not healthy at all with these two characters. Like, what are they doing? I don't get it. The best friend, whose name I cannot remember, was a little over the top, but I thought that she was a good contrast to the relationship with Katie and Nico, and I think it needed that. However, her boyfriend, not impressed with him either. Like, I just felt like there was like a lot of negative men in this picture, and as someone that's very like pro-feminist and is very much like know your worth, I wasn't digging it. I was like, where are the women that are strong, that are like, you know what, I'm not taking this, get on with yourself. So that was something that kind of bothered me. As far as the writing goes, I liked the writing. I thought the author is very talented. There were some stumbling blocks that I felt like she kind of ran into, which, you know, Mary Sueisms. Like, the main character like, everyone kept remarking about how hot the main character was and how lucky Nico was. And I'm like, where in this world does everyone find someone sexy? Like, no. Like, that bothered me a little bit, because I'm like, this is a reserved girl that apparently is not, I don't know. I just felt like that was very unrealistic, and it kind of annoyed me. It was like the Nita Blake complex, where she was beginning to like have this like fan club of men. So, but yeah, I think that one of the major turnoffs of this book was there's one character that speaks with a very thick accent, and so a lot of her talking is wrote in dialect, and not everyone likes that. I don't mind it. I can read it and it does not bother me. As long as it's not stereotypical, then I'm good with it. But I could see where a lot of people might get tired of that, which is a shame, because that's probably one of the most colorful characters in the whole story. Like, that was one of my favorite characters. So, I don't know. Like, I gave it a 3-star review in Goodreads because I finished the book. It was a bit of a struggle to finish it towards the end. I will admit that to you. But I wouldn't put it like as a crappy book or anything like that. I think the author is very talented. It just maybe was not for me. You know, at this point in my life, you know, I have strong opinions on books. I've been reading, you know, so much since I've been like 12. Like, that's my thing. And it wasn't for me. But that doesn't mean it's not going to be for you or someone else. It didn't float my boat. So if you pick up this book, please understand that. And if you pick up this book, don't give it a negative review just based upon silly things like a character's dialect. You know, give it an overall review. Be objective. Hopefully, you know, I gave this book justice in regards to a review. and I explained why maybe it was just not for me in a fair way, that the author doesn't get super upset, because there's no reason why that author should ever be upset. I think she is a great writer, and I hope she continues her writing journey. I feel like she has a lot of potential. Like, the storyline was very fast paced, you know. She finished a book, she published it. Not a lot of people do that. Like, that in itself is just so amazing to me. So, I don't know. Like I said, I was very nervous about doing this review because it's a little bit different than the prior reviews that I've done. But hopefully you guys understand that I'm trying to be ethical, and I'm trying to like give honest reviews. What's the point of coming on here and lying to you? I don't get free books. I buy all these books with my own money. So what's the point? Making friends with the author? There's no personal gain. So, Love, Hate, Love by Marita Hansen. She's live on Amazon. Please look her up. Please support her. And if you've read her and you like her, let me know. And let me know if maybe there's another book that I should check out by her that maybe might be more my speed. If you liked After by Anna Todd, I think that this is a good book that you might want to check out because it's very kind of reminiscent. Hardin reminds you a lot of Nico. So, check it out. Love it. And of course, if there is a book that you guys want me to review, please put it in the comments. I love you guys. Until next chapter. Bye.